This is where the fun begins.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to OG Star Wars channel. I am Alora, and it looks like I am solo today. My co-host is having sleep problems, I guess, and so he won't be here. But we are still going to cover the comic, just one comic today, and maybe chat a little bit, and then we'll call it a day or a morning or wherever you are. So let's see who's in the chat. I know that I had a couple waiting so far. I have Lady Toriel. And so she is currently listening in, and I wish her well. If you guys don't know that, she, I made a GoFundMe to help her out, and through all her, the debacle she's in with her health and how she can't be at work right now because of her health and stuff. So I didn't pull the link up, but if you are willing to help out, I'll share the link on Twitter. Yes. And then let's see who else we have. Jock Nerdy. Hello. How are you doing? And of course, Orange Hat Review. I'm checking in for the coffee chat. On the road lurking. All right. Everybody's either busy, but they are still lurking, watching. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And again, so what's in your mug today, or what are you enjoying your drink? I put my curtain kind of up and there's a part of it that has a little space, and so I got a little bit of sun going on my face now, so I might get blinded here pretty soon. Thank you again, and those who are members of the channel, again, you will have a chance to win a free copy of this beautiful lady back here, Mistress of Rattatak. So I will take down the names. And the beginning of October, I will have a special stream. We'll do a drawing and all that, and you'll get a huge full-size copy of the painting, copy of print of the painting. So thank you guys so much for coming in. And again, thank you, Soul Assassin, for being here. You guys are such great supporters. Good afternoon from Boston. Well, good afternoon. And so what beverage are you enjoying? I am enjoying my coffee. Or actually, it's not coffee. Let me see if I can pull that sleeve down. It's a very detailed grande cappuccino, non-fat milk, 1 pump vanilla, extra dry. I don't like lattes. I like the strong stuff. So I like the shot of espresso, R2, and then nothing but steamed milk with a little bit of vanilla sweetener just to kind of give it a sweet edge, but not much. Yeah, so that's mine. So what are you guys enjoying today as we are tuning in for the show? Go ahead and share in the comments section as well. And then how is your day going as well? Let me know. Is your Thursday going okay? So just let me know. All right. So let's see how many people we have here. So far I have you guys here, and I am very thankful for that. And so Assassin is enjoying a cup of tea. That's cool. Yeah, I've had, I'm switching back to a old but very welcomed habit I had, and that is having my green tea or tea at night and not drinking any coffee. I've been doing a lot of coffee like within the last half a year, and that's not good. So I am switching back to tea. So, oh, thank you so much, Raging Rhino, Australian $5.99 super sticker, and I don't have my open screen because StreamYard doesn't let you see the super sticker. So let me go ahead and see what it is. You like my hair today? I got some little buns going on each side. Let's see here. All right, let's see what it is. Oh, it's the coffee one. Awesome. I love it. Yeah. So I got the classic Starbucks cappuccino here. And so what are you enjoying, Raging Rhino? What is your choice of beverage? Oh, and you guys, I got my yoga leggings, or my leggings from Raging Rhino's merch. And so I was going to put them on today to show on stream. I just didn't have a chance to. I've been busy this whole morning. First of all, one thing that made me really frustrated and busy this morning was I got locked out of my laptop. I used my laptop to stream, and it wasn't taking my face recognition, and I forgot my friggin' password, and I restarted it a couple of times. And so I was going through that motion of like, oh crap, I can't have this right now. And finally I remembered my password and got in. And so that was my morning. So, and he says, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So maybe tonight I am going to have, there's so many channels that I love. And then one that I'm on occasion is Queen's Council is on tonight. But I am also doing my interview with Talking EU interview with Miss Martin uses 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My schedule has been really busy right now. And so that's the time that both fit for us. And so I know Raging has his stream tonight. So, and then we have Queen's Council and then Babe de Menace as well. And that's another channel show I'm on. So I'm going to have my total attention with Miss Martin uses and discuss her origins with Star Wars and, her favorite characters, all of that. And again, if you miss, because it's going to be hard hopping between all those channels, I understand. I will have it on the replay so you guys can go ahead and watch it again. So yeah, so that's what's going on. And Darth Haster, hello everyone, and hello to you. And what are you enjoying in your beverage or your mug? Zagarat, hey, good morning. YouTube deleted my earlier comments. I know I seen Lady Toriel reply to you, but I didn't see it. And I'm like, did he get ghosted? I don't know how that works. And I don't know why that would be deleted. I have no idea. So I don't know what you said. I'm sorry. And, so, you could tell me again if you want to. I don't know what exactly would happen. And I apologize that YouTube is a mysterious beast and very finicky and picky and bullshitty, I guess you could say. Okay, Matt G. Hello. Hello to you. And Keck. Howdy. Yes, howdy to you as well. It's been a fine morning other than the frustration of trying to log in and thinking, oh crap, I can't get into my laptop. So what the hell? I have my stream set up and everything. Yeah, but I'm here. It worked out. Yeah, one of those things we go through sometimes. We have those little challenges that are presented to us. And I worked through it, without pulling my buns out of my hair. And then I'm also wearing this t-shirt here. It's an Empire Strikes Back t-shirt, something like that. So, yeah. So I try to dress for the occasion sometimes, even though you guys don't see exactly what I'm wearing. Kinrod's coffee break. Well, hello. Good morning. Did you like Bad Batch? I made an iced coffee with Cameron's Southern Breakfast Blend. Oh, that sounds refreshing. I haven't watched it. I don't plan to watch it. I favor George Lucas era of Star Wars, and that's include the Null Arcs, who are basically the true Bad Batch. But that's just how I think and feel about that. If you watched it and you liked it, more power to you. I'm not going to tell you what to watch, what to buy, or anything like that. But I do have strong opinions, versus George Lucas era of Star Wars and Disney Star Wars. So just to let you know. Zagara, I only said first and good morning, OG Stig and chat. Oh, that's odd. I have no idea why that was taken down. But I did see Lady Toriel, say hi to you, and then you weren't there. And I was like, am I missing something? So I'm so sorry that happened to you. And then, yes, hit the like button, smash the like, and share the stream out. Yeah, so my channel, if you guys are tuning in first time here on my channel, I'll just let you know firsthand, my channel's about predominantly Star Wars, but George Lucas era Star Wars. I am planning on doing some movie reviews, but these movies are going to be like native movies and Western movies and other like past movies that are in the 80s, some 90s and stuff like that. Just to kind of give it a switch up on my channel a little bit. I do compare and contrast between the lores. Oh, my voice. Excuse me. But so I can compare and contrast between the new lore or the faux lore and the Disney lore. I mean, the George's lore. So just to give you a heads up, my voice. Excuse me. My goodness. And we still been getting a lot of smoke here. It hasn't been bad here where I live at in California, but we've been having the fires. And so my allergies and my sinuses have been like working hard, overdrive. Yeah. So let's see here. But yeah, that's my channel. It's predominantly George Lucas Star Wars, the expanded universe, the movies, comics, and that's what we're going to review here pretty quick. And this one is Vader, a Vader comic. So this is our all-time favorite villain, not hero, but villain. And George, he's brilliant. Even if you don't care too much for the PT, his storyline, the overall story, when you put it all together, is brilliant, right? Especially when you watch Anakin go from, the boy, the 9-year-old that is hopeful and everything, and, seeing loved ones die and stuff like that. You see that arc and that dark twist and the turn that he starts taking all the way into when he becomes Vader, and then all the way into his redemption by his son. And I think that's a phenomenal story. Even Luke's story, it just alone in the OT is phenomenal, but the overall story with Anakin and Vader is phenomenal. And I think that George really made an exceptional villain. He, like, growing up, just looking at Vader, and the first time I seen him, man, he scared the crap out of me. He honestly did. And so how did you guys feel about Vader when you first seen him on screen? What was your feeling, your reaction about him? So go ahead and share with me before we get moving on. All right. Yeah, thank you for your opinion. That's fine. And I like to debate people on stuff. I do get kind of heated because I'm very serious and I'm very passionate about this. But that doesn't mean that it equals hate. It doesn't mean that I hate you or anything like that. People take opinions and think it's hate, or you're crying, or it's a tantrum, but no, it's not. If we could just sit down and talk and listen and have a debate, discuss, we can learn a lot from each other. Okay. YouTube been sketchy lately with their bots going around and deleting messages and chats. Wow. Okay. As I took a break this whole weekend, and I'm coming back to a lot of stuff that I'm like, what the hell happened when I was gone? And then even discovering someone really bashing EU, the EU people. I was like, are you serious? I that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not here to tear anybody down either. So, but yeah, I thought it was stupid. All right, Matt G. Right. Holocron, Library Fox. Good morning, Alora. Hell, the chat. Awesome. Thank you for joining. What are you enjoying in your beverage? Again, I have some Starbucks, not my normal coffee mug. I have some strong stuff going on today. This is a espresso with steamed milk. So maybe that's why I'm so chatty. Okay. Nate 7 Jedi. My coffee was done 4 hours ago or so, but polling report goes easier with OG Star Wars talk. Morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you. Yes, smash that like button. Awesome. And then Holocron saying hi to everyone. You guys are so amazing. Our communities here, like I do see people go like even on Raging Rhinos and other people's channels that I love to support and I even mod for and stuff. And you guys are all amazing. You guys are great supporters and I'm thankful for that. I'm here because of you guys, because you want to listen and know more about classical canon Star Wars. And so I do this for you. Let's see here. Vader was definitely a looming character. Always thought it was so weird for the newer generations to concentrate so much on how awesome villains are. Wow. Okay, that's a great insight. So tell me a little bit more then before we move on to this comic. So tell me a little bit more about concentrating on how awesome villains are. Okay. Good morning. So yes. So here we go. So we have Vader here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And this comic here is basically, it's called Target Vader. And this is very phenomenal. This is a very fun, and it shows Vader's badassery, if you want to say that, in this comic. So I don't know if any of you guys read this one before, and it's Empire number 19 in the Rebellion Volume 2. So if you guys read this one, let me know in the chat. If not, then this will be something new to you. I love this image right here. He looks very menacing walking forward, and he's got his saber out and everything. All right, so Target Vader, of course, the script is by Ron Mars. Penciling is by Brian Ching. Colors by Brad Anderson. Lettering, Snow Cone Studios. That sounds fun. And the cover is Doug Wheatley. So here is the cover. So that's pretty good. I mean, imagine him walking up towards you in that stance. Yeah, just imagine that. Imagine you being in Star Wars, universe, galaxy, and having to come across him maybe for the first time. Maybe you heard all the stories about how menacing he is, all of that. And then you're going around the corner and you see him walking towards you like this. Yeah. Okay. And then again, of course, because these are being reprinted by Marvel and stuff, you're going to have the Disney right there. Nothing I can do. But this is still George Lucas era of Star Wars. So here we are. We have the smuggler's base, and I forget the name of this asteroid. So those who know, please tell me. And I didn't write it down because I still have visitors, and I'm still enjoying everybody that's still remaining here from our event Sunday. And so there's some things I just didn't do like I normally do to make sure I have everything aligned. But that's okay. So here we go. So, and basically the box is people talking and they go, he's here. And so we have them, we see this shuttle landing here. That's impossible. Why would he be here now? And then the other person replies, or the other, being replies, how am I to know? But I can tell you his ship just docked in the hangar. So they're kind of panicking a little bit. I guess they're expecting Vader to be there, but not as soon as Vader is arriving. So yes, it's Vader. You're sure it's his ship, not some other Imperial craft? And then they go on to say, don't you think he's been here often enough that I know his ship when I see it? So basically we know then that Vader does go to that that area there, and we know Vader uses smugglers, bounty hunters, and all that, for any tasks, basically his bidding kind of deal. We see that in Empire Strikes Back, right? With him talking with Boba Fett and the rest of the smuggler or the rest of the bounty hunters. It's him. I saw him, basically, they say. And so they're all sitting around here, and we have the Bothans and all the different species here. And I love this. I love seeing this because, one thing that's been said, and it's still repeated today, which I think is very stupid, that Star Wars is never diverse. Star Wars was the most diverse franchise you can ever see, whether it's humans or other beings, like different species. Very, very diverse. So there we go. And then, so let's go on. And you guys, I'll jump back and forth because I don't have my co-hosts here. I will pause and look at the chat so I can chat with you guys a little bit and then go back to the comic. So it'll be a little bit different since I don't have, someone looking at the screen, the chat screen. I think it's very important to keep involved with the chat as well. So that's just me. And I do see a lot of people do that as well. So whether you give me a super chat or not, I'm still going to engage with you. And he's headed here now. He's coming to see you. So they're chatting here. We have them in their, in their environment here. They serving drinks, the bar, it's a smuggler's place. And he's always announced his visits in the past, always. So they're kind of like shocked. He didn't announce it, but he's here. What the hell's going on? You must be mistaken. There's no mistaking him. And then he's like, but why? Jib Kopatha, Jib Kopatha. All right. And there we go. So there's Vader. And I've been enjoying a lot of these comics art, especially even some of the artists that really can't, like their anatomy and, drawing of like human and other, human features and stuff I may not enjoy, but they've done really good with, technology and ships and stuff like that. So, this right here, I like this figure of Darth Vader here. Again, he's always seems menacing, right? He always does. And then he says to him, I have need of you. So basically that was him talking, having need of him. So Vader's asking him to join him basically. So let me check the chat. Let's see here, scroll up. Thank you so much. I didn't pull it up. I'm like, I am like so unorganized a little bit sometimes, but that's okay. So again, like I was saying earlier today, or earlier when we first started, that there's a GoFundMe, and we haven't put a time frame on it. And I have to talk to Lady Toriel. I've been so busy this last few days that I haven't really had a chance to check on her. So thank you again for coming in, and please keep me up to date on your appointment, Lady Toriel. So please check out that if you can. I'd rather you send something to her than send me a super chat. So let's see here. He says, and Amy, hello. I collect all the Empire comics when they were published by Dark Horse. Dark Horse is amazing. Marvel had some good ones. They were basically one-off kind of stories that really didn't tie. They just showed adventures of our heroes, and that's it. So let's see here. And let's see. I just wolfed a fatty and extremely tasty tart flambe. I don't tarnish the taste with anything. I just water here. Oh, wow. Okay, well, enjoy. Let's see here. And a bacon. Let's see. No, I haven't, but it looks interesting. Yes, that would be a little scary to see. Right, it would be. And I just showed that right there. People saying hello. I love it. Oh, hello, Phil TMT. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. I'm enjoying, and I'll turn on my screen here. I'm enjoying some Starbucks today. Here you go. Some strong stuff. It's a cappuccino. So there we go. Let's see here. Star Wars has been diverse since A New Hope was released in theaters. Anyone who argues otherwise hasn't been paying attention, right? I don't understand why these arguments happen when we know for a fact that they were a reality. They're making even George look like he's racist and stuff. Jefferson W, hello, good morning. I have read this, but it's been a few years. Got my espresso and working while I listen. Awesome, and enjoy your espresso. I am having a cappuccino, very dry cappuccino, so it's just a shot of espresso and basically milk foam. Excuse me. And then it says, yes. And then howdy to all who have just arrived. There goes my voice again. Enjoy the stream and become a member. Yes, thank you so much. All right. And let's see here. All right, so let's get back to the comic here because it gets good. It gets good. All right, so he comes in and tells, what's his name again? Jib. I was going to say job. So I used to say the word job. There's a reason why I say the word job, but it's Jib. All right. So he's telling Jib, I have a need of you. So imagine you're in your little base here. You're in your little confinement here, your sanctuary on the asteroid, and you get the most menacing like being. And he's like basically the second in command of the galaxy, right? The under Palpatine, right? And he's coming and he's asking for you. Imagine that. It says, Lord Vader, this is most unexpected pleasure. So, you could tell he's kind of nervous, and he goes on. We were not apprised of your visit, but of course we are honored by yours. And then all of a sudden he starts, choking. And they want to protect their master. So we have him raising his sword behind him. So Vader is force choking him. So imagine getting a visit from Vader and he's like, I'm in need of you. And he starts choking you like that. That's freaking crazy. And then finally, so right here, he's still being choked here, and he turns around and basically he force pushes this guy right here. So we have Vader raising hell, coming in, being the boss, and so when people say they have never seen Vader in full action, right? And then when they seen Rogue One, they're like, yeah, we finally get to see Vader whip some ass, and really, use the force and just tear into these rebels and blah, 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 blah. Well, my thing is, and it's always been this way, is that you never read the comics. The comics show you. This right here is proof. So there you go. And here we go. So he then looks like he stops force choking him, Jib, and then the Empire turns a blind eye to the riches you've made trafficking in information, as long as the Empire is the first to benefit from that information. But you've become increasingly unreliable, Jib. So Vader's pissed. They're like, we've been turning a blind eye to your production, but now you're becoming unreliable. So he's going over there to teach him a lesson, maybe. And then he goes, later you provide us with more speculation than facts. The Empire does not tolerate incompetence. Should it continue, the consequences will be most severe. And, he just came in and force choked him. And he's like, what I just did to you? Well, that's nothing. That's nothing. It's going to be severe if you don't comply. And then he goes on to say, I trust my point has been made. And of course, Jib kind of like, swallows in fear. And he's yes, Lord Vader. It wouldn't happen again. It won't happen again. I swear to you. And then he goes on to say, how may I serve you now? Anything, so he's still holding his throat, his chest, his throat area. And he's like in total disbelief and shock. Right. And he goes, I require information concerning the rebels who were responsible for the destruction of the Emperor's battle station. So again, this is still like half a year from Yavin, the Battle of Yavin. So yeah. So this, such a nice man. Yes, he is. And he's like, I'm coming in to take care of business. And the first thing he does is like, I need you. And he starts force choking him. Yeah. So like I said, people say, oh, I've never seen Vader. We never see him full destruction on the rebels or blah, 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 blah. Yes, we have. You just haven't read the comics before. And many people just want to see it on screen where it's like full on live action. I get it. But I still say this and I still stand behind this. We've seen it. We've seen it in the comics. So, and then Soul Assassin Vader is the worst party guest ever. Right? So he goes in and he's basically the boss. He's like, hey, we kind of turned a blind eye until now. You haven't been providing any sufficient information to us. And, so we're going to go ahead and change the course of this. And we're giving you one more chance. Well, he's first choking him, right? And then after that, he's like letting him go. And he's like, this, if you don't comply this time, then it can be a lot worse. A lot worse. So yeah, there we go. So let's go on. And this isn't a singular comic. Like later on when we get through this Rebellion Volume 2, we'll get into a story that continues from this. The only reason why I want to do this by itself and singular today is not only because I have family here still, so my time is kind of precious, but I still want to give you guys some of my time to go over some Star Wars and have fun and chat and nerd out with you guys. But I figured this standalone, well, it's not necessarily standalone, but the singular comic here of Vader would just be fun to chat with you guys about, because it's Vader. full-on Vader stuff here, right? And we will learn some more. There's going to be continuity connection as well. So we'll even talk about that here. So we get to just fully talk about this, talk about Vader, talk about how menacing he is, and you guys can share with me, like, what do you like about Vader? Like, what are some things that you like about him as a villain? Yeah. He has been, one of the greatest villains in cinema history. And so share with me, what you like about him as a villain, like, or what have you seen, experienced with maybe reading the novels or reading the comics or even playing some games or whatever. Just share with me. That's fine. So we're going to move on. They launched their attack from the fourth moon of Yavin. So he's just reviewing what's going on, what had happened. And they have now succeeded in escaping an Imperial blockade and disappearing without a trace. But they won't escape the Empire's retribution. They will be found. And this time, they will not slip through my grasp. You will use your resources to locate them for me. So again, like I said, this is almost like a standalone comic, but as we get further into the Rebellion Volume 2, then we will, find out more. The story will be continued at one point. But Lord Vader, what you ask is, and he gets, he kind of gets skeptical, I guess. The rebels are very good at hiding any trace of their passing. They could be anywhere in the, and then he kind of gets interrupted by Vader. If you do not, your usefulness to the Empire will be at an end. So again, he goes on with the threat. You will not fail me. In this Jib Korpatha, so it's Jib Korpatha, I will return and you will have this information for me. So he's given him now a time frame in a sense. And so he's, this is like, there's dire means of getting this done now, right? And then he goes on with his stutter. I take your meaning. I won't disappoint you. So imagine having the second in command, the second most powerful, or the powerful, if you want to debate about Palpatine and Vader, coming in and putting this pressure on you and knowing that your life can end just by a flick of a wrist, right? You could just by a flick of a wrist, your life can end. And that's not a good feeling at all. Not a good feeling. Let's see here. And then Sakuri, hello. How are you doing? I love the growly gargle voice. Very thematic. I know my sinuses are a little acting up today, but I feel good otherwise. It's just a thing living in California. Let's see here. Have a great day. See you next time. Enjoy your show. I enjoyed your show. Thank you for dropping in. I hope to see you in future shows as well. And I do put lore content. I am finishing up all the stuff for my second installment of History of Tatooine. It's going to be about the early history of Tatooine. So stay tuned for that. It's just I'm running kind of slow because I just got done with a huge, family event, a joyous family event. So let's see here. Vader in the EU, more menacing than Disney Star Wars Vader. Oh, that's very interesting. Yes. Yes, it is. And then Sukori's like, I got my coffee ready to go. I'm glad you are here. And then again, Ken, thank you for coming. And let's see here. My allergies are acting up. My throat gets irritated. And so I cough. It's beyond annoying. Yeah. Yeah, it is. California, like, maybe a week ago, the sky is just kind of blue now, and we do have some overcast that are actually clouds, not smoke, but because of the local fires that are in the Sierra Nevadas where I live in different areas, it comes down into the valley and we get like swarmed with the smoke and stuff like that, and it really does allergies bad. It really, really does. Let's see here. Disney Vader has only appeared here and there, right? And people want a series just solely on him. sometimes leaving a villain, where you just show him, sporadically, keeps him more menacing than if you see him all the time. Because then you're like, oh yeah, that's Vader or whatever, instead of keeping the surprise. That's how I think. So that's how I feel about that. Keep it, once in a while, so you can really get into it. And so it's not a repetitive, like, oh yeah, there's Vader. Yeah, whatever kind of deal. Because you do get tired. It does get old. You have a week, no more. So now we have the stipulation here. He has a week. Must you depart so soon, Lord Vader? My amenities I have are yours for the asking. And Vader goes on, I have other business to attend. And then Jib goes on, surely you can tarry briefly. I have much that might be of interest to you. So he's trying to keep, because minute Lord Vader leaves, right, that week begins, right? But we'll see what else is going on. We'll find out what else is going on. My table is laden with delicacies gathered from the core worlds to the outer rim. So what's funny about that is I'm pretty sure Vader's eating habits are very different than, normal, like even a normal human, because we know the circumstances. And so I'm pretty sure Vader's like, whatever, it's, yeah. And then Rabba steak from Tanab. There you go. There's Tanab, and fillet of the Mon Calamari Caracana. So Mon Calamari's seafood Caracana. I can provide them all. Or if you prefer, there are other delights to be sampled. There must be some amusement I can offer you. So notice how he goes, and I'll zoom in. Let me see, make sure I don't lose my screen. He goes from food to other delights, and it pans off to different species, humanoid species of different colors and shapes, all this right here. So we have, so I thought that was interesting. Like, Vader's gonna do anything? We don't know, but just leave it to the imagination. And then, so we have the server here. Perhaps blossom wine from Naboo. Ooh, Naboo. Along with another of the world's treasures. Lord, is something wrong? So she kind of senses something wrong. And he's like, no. And then he goes, no. Naboo. That kind of triggers something, right? So there we go. And then, so we have the Falleen female here. He's finishing up with Kapatha, but he won't stay long. He never does. If we move quickly, though, we can take him. So we have the Falleen here. And so now we know something else is going on. Why they're trying to stall him. So let me check the chat. Let's see here. If you did a Vader series, you'd have Vader on a coffee break, Vader gossiping with friends, Vader taking a bath, Vader choosing which cape to wear to a party. That's funny. And then Christopher Barker, a Vader series sounds like a cash grab, much like the Matrix film, right? I say, do it sparingly, doing stuff sparingly with this kind of villain, because you want to keep it still in awe. You want to still be awed by them, right? You still want to be taken back by them. Shane Nolan, hello, how are you doing? It never rains in California, Alfie Hammond 70s. Oh God, I'm hoping we get some rain. I am hoping. Let me see here. Yeah, we already read that one. Matrix. Yes, I took my red pill a long time ago. And let's see what Soul Assassin says. Jib did two things after Vader left. One, get his spies working overtime, and two, get a new pair of pants. Right, because he nearly shit his pants in there, right? Getting force choked. Sukari, they look like gummy bears. I don't know what you're talking about when they look like gummy bears. Okay. Oh, maybe they're a different color woman, maybe. Monkey Jeebus, hello and good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining in. And what are you enjoying in your mug or your beverage? What are you sipping on? Are you having breakfast as well? Mazuris, good morning, Laura. Got my coffee ready. Awesome. What's in your coffee? How do you prepare your coffee? Do you have it straight black? Do you put cream or whatever? Some people come in and drink tea, which is fine. So there we go. Let's see here. And then Matt G. So let's get back to view this here. So we have the Fulani female here, whatever. Brain fart there. I need some more coffee. Okay, so she's over here. She wants to stall, and then so we have more of them in the back. So they're in the back room or wherever they are. So they're out of sight, and they go on to say, "But we're not ready, Zora." So her name is Zora. This is sooner than we'd planned. And then she goes on to tell him, even if he does, we can't lose this opportunity. It must be now. So you'll find out what's going on here and how we're this continuity linking here. He might suspect, and then Zora's right. We have to take the advantage of this chance. So basically, want to take advantage of him being here. The question is where. He can't attack. We can't attack him out in the open. So here we go. So if you guys are familiar with Shadows of the Empire, this is linking to it. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say right now. It's linking to it. The auxiliary hangar is out of the way, and there are more places for us to conceal ourselves. But how do we get him inside? He has no reason to go there, or he has no reason to go there. I should grab my glasses. Okay, leave it to me, sir. So, and then, you sure? And she goes on to say, I know what he wants. Do you, sweetheart? Do you? And we'll use it to destroy him. So here we go. And then so she calls, Lord Vader, forgive me for interrupting, but I must speak to you. And then he goes on to say, I have no time for this. Not yet. Please hear me out. And then he goes on to say to her, and notice how she has her hands on his chest and all this and what have you. You are from Falleen. Those of your world use pheromones to addle the minds of others. So basically he knows what Falleens are all about, right? But you are sadly mistaken if you believe you can affect me. And then so she goes on to say, she ignores that and goes on to say, I well know your acquaintance with my kind, Lord Vader. I would never be so foolish as to attempt seducing you. I am Zora. I am indentured to Jib Kopatha, so I am privy to much of what transpires in his inner sanctum. So basically, she's linking herself back to Jib, who had, conversation with Vader. So she's establishing that hierarchy, that chain. He knows far more of the rebels than he admits to you, including their whereabouts. So now she's kind of speaking against her master, I guess you could say. So just to allure Vader. And so let's go on. Where are they? He asks. Please, not here. This is too public. If even a hint of my speaking with you reaches Karpatha's ears, it will be more than my life is worth. So now she's using that as well. And maybe she's right. But there's a reason why she's luring him away. We need to be someplace private this way. So again, this is starting link to Shadows. Let's see here. Coconut coffee, black. Nice. Coconut coffee, huh? So is it regular coffee beans with coconut? Tell me more. I am intrigued. Coffee, sugar, milk, milk, stir well, add water, and stir again. 3 seconds of milk. Tea is a more serious business. Wow, if that you're so serious about that, I just can't imagine how serious you are about your tea. Let me see here. Oh, my phone died, so I can't look at the sticker you gave me. But thank you again, Matt G, for our. It's just $1. It's not a super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Every one of you guys, no matter you super chat or not, you guys, thank you for your continued support. Shane Nolan, this is a reference to Shadows of the Empire, I believe. Yes, it is. And we'll get into it more towards the end. You will notice what's going on. And we'll discuss a little bit of that continuity before we depart. Matt G, good night. Moon is great. At Shane Nolan. So Shane Nolan, if you're leaving, then have a good night. Or I might be missing something. But Sukari, they put pheromones in the coffee, Vader. Watch out, right? Watch out, Vader. Don't drink that coffee. There we go. Let's see here. Christopher Barker. Yeah, I had one coffee, Laura. What about second cup? Get yourself a second cup and come join us, because we're towards the middle end of this comic and we're only reviewing one today, and which is fine. But there's a lot to discuss here, and there's a lot. It's fun. Vader's menacing. We see deceit. It's fun. Okay, Mazarus. Toasted coconut mixed with ground beans. Oh, I got it from Amazon, made by a company called Kona. The aroma is amazing when it brews. I can just imagine coconuts. I use coconut creamer a lot. Right now, I think I have oat creamer, but coconut creamer, just from coconut, very, very good. Let me see here. No, Good Night Moon is in. Oh, okay. See, I knew I was missing something. Thank you. Snortopupus Q-Bar. I'm pretty sure Vader has a coffee maker built into his armor. Just imagine that. And you're pressing one of your buttons on your chest is your coffee. Okay, time for coffee. No one is leaving, haha. I hope not. Okay, I wonder if Vader takes his coffee black. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see here. Straight up strong and black, right? Christopher Barker, damn, that was a Lord of the Rings reference. Second breakfast, now it's ruined. And then Shane, and a children's book, I think. Good Night Moon, a character from a book. Okay, so you guys are friggin' amazing here, going through and seeing things. All right. So, let's move on. We won't be disturbed here. So she takes them basically downstairs, what, probably could be called the basement in a sense. I don't know, but she takes them downstairs from the main quarters. And then he goes on to say, what can you tell me? Do you know where the rebels have fled? And she's like, no. So we're like, okay. And so she goes on to say, but I can tell you this is the place of your death, Darth Vader. And so she's over here, and now she has a menacing look face, and she's like ready to they're ready to ambush him, basically. For what you did to Faline, for the 200,000 you butchered. And then all of a sudden we have someone firing, and look at that. He holds up his hand and blocks it. Amazing, right? We already seen that Empire Strikes Back. We already know he can do that. But just menacing, right? And you go to shoot him and he just lifts up his hand and boom, he's not affected. Not at all. For my brothers and sisters. So yes, if you are familiar with Shadows of the Empire, we know that Prince Xizor wants to get revenge on Vader for what he had done to his to Xizor's family and the 2 million that live in the city where the castle is, Xizor's castle and stuff is. And, experiments happened. There was a fallout. He went ahead and domed it and, to quarantine and destroy. And so, so there was like that many Faline that got destroyed in that. And so they want revenge. So that's all talking about in Shadows of the Empire, and why Xizor wants to get revenge by killing Luke Skywalker, right? So we have this continuity right here. So he basically grunts and she goes to, actually, she does stab him. She does get in a stab. He grunts, and he basically socks her or slaps her. And we see her flying back. The knife, the dagger, you could see blood. So she did draw his blood. So she didn't get any mechanical parts of him, and she did draw some blood. And then and we see the dagger fall down, hit the ground, basically. And then she goes, "It's not just me you face. It's the vengeance of an entire world." So there we go. And you would think, okay, so Prince Xizor is surprising, getting revenge on Vader secretly, right? You would think maybe in a sense that Vader would have remembered that Fallings were trying to get revenge, but maybe in a sense after this debacle, and he kind of like kicks the shit out of everybody, that since then he doesn't see them as a threat. And so who knows? All right. So they go on to say, you hid your labs on Falling and set your scientists to creating some bioweapons for the Empire. And when the horror they gave birth to grew beyond their control, you sterilized an entire city, almost 250,000 Falling. Okay, so 250,000 incarcerated just so you could keep your dirty little secret. So basically, this is more. They're revealing more of what happened, and and of course, Prince Xizor was off planet when that happened, or he would have been killed as well, and that was also, spoken about in Shadows. Husbands, wives, children. Did you think their ghosts would rest easily? They'll have their revenge carried out by survivors scattered to the places like this. You can't run from your past, monster. And so he goes on, I have no other choices. Wow. He's already been through a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and check the chats. Oh, zoom in for a soul assassin. It's just me, Lady Toriel, and so I'm just barely seeing this. So I'll go back and zoom in. Let's see here. Let's see here. And it says, Soul Assassin, I don't drink coffee, but I like the smell. Weird. The smell of coffee. I made that for my grandma all the time growing up. Like morning, throughout the day, I would make a pot of coffee. Her thing was Folgers. And at the time, Folgers was, you opened it from the can. And so when you pop that open for the first time, oh my God, smells so good. I didn't think that I was going to like coffee as I got older. I was like, I love the smell of it and stuff. Didn't really think because I made it so much. And lo and behold, I like it. Sir Corey, oh my gosh, that's what she's doing. She presses his coffee button, right? She pressed his coffee button. Christopher Barker, blocking a blaster bolt with your hand is more badass than freezing a blaster bolt in midair. You think so? What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's more badass because you're blocking it with your hand than freezing it? I kind of agree. Let me see here. There we go. There's her GoFundMe there again. And Lady Toriel knows me so well. I know I don't have Stig, keeping an eye on the chat for me or anything like that and telling me to zoom in on certain things. So I apologize if I'm not on par with that. Matt G with all the coffees. And then Abu Nas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for your continued support, and your name will also go into the drawing to possibly win a copy of Mistress of Rattatak. All right. So he says, in meetings all damn morning, I'm on lunch now, so I'm gonna enjoy my time here. Okay, Legends Gal, proceed to blow my mind away with your good all EU. Well, we are talking and discussing a comic that's basically about Vader today. Only one, because Vader, we're just giving him that attention. And so I know this Vader, everybody loves Vader for various reasons and stuff. So we've been enjoying this. So thank you for spending some time here with us. Let me see. Oh, it jumped. Here we go. Matt G, you work for coffee company Abu Nas? Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be neat? I wonder if he did, or if he had his own coffee company, I wonder what the name would be. Abunas, go ahead and share. Monkey Jeebus, I like the smell of roasting coffee beans. It smells like pizza. Really? I've never associated the smell of coffee and roasting them with the smell of pizza. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Abu Nas, hey soul, and yeah, bro. So we're having a little conversation. And Dead Man Walking 55, how are you doing, sir? Or yeah, Dad Man, not Dead Man. I always do that, but I understand why. Dead Man Walking, The Green Mile, which I really like that movie. I want to watch it again now that I'm thinking about it. But Dad Man Walking 55. Sorry I'm late, but I got here. Thank you so much. And your name's going to go in for the drawing. So thank you for coming in and supporting. We are discussing Vader. So you can always rewind and catch it from the beginning. And then let me know what you're enjoying, what you're sipping on, what's in your mug. And then also share with me and anybody that's just hopping in, why you like Vader. Like, share some stories. I like to see that. All right, Christopher Barker, Black Widow was dumb. Talk about plot armor. I couldn't help scream. This is some BS. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't enjoy that. I have not watched it, so I can't give you any feedback or agree with you. Hello to everyone in the chat. I wish I would. Okay. And then Zagharat, howdy. So everybody's chatting it up. Okay, let's go back to the comic. So we have here now, they're starting to send blaster bolts towards Vader. And of course, we got the classic, using the saber to deflect them and stuff. That's classic Jedi, our Force user trained Jedi Sith ability. I think it's very fun and interesting to watch that. And then we have Vader, really, he's pissed. He's like, yeah, I'm not going down. F you kind of deal. And he gets him in the stomach, it looks like. And he falls back. And actually, he pushes him. So it looks like he's getting him in the stomach, but I don't think so. But he does force push him back. And then he swings around and he basically takes off his head. Off with your head kind of deal. And he friggin' just tears into to those guys there. He's not going to go down. I think these guys were bold to try to defeat him, but they had no idea what they were up against. They had no idea. They're just going on with vengeance. They want to get revenge for what happened to their people on their planet, under Vader or under the Empire's hand, I guess you could say. So, and they had no idea what they were getting into. So we see, of course, the dramatic smoke, everything's going on here. We still have them firing. We still have Vader deflecting it. And, of course, killing. He did slice him in half right here. You can tell. And then he does get hit. And it seeing Vader get hit a little bit here and there, I don't mind it because he's not a superhero. Right? He is still partly man, and sometimes even being connected with the Force, if you get too clouded and whatever, and you lose that connection with the Force, you're going to slip or whatever. And so I don't mind that. What I do mind is when you have someone that's not fully trained beat the shit out of the villain in Star Wars. And so that's another reason why I didn't really get into the new lore, because it's not believable. After you see what George established about training and how training, the more you train, the more you become disciplined, then you start coming into your own power, I guess you can say, your own abilities and stuff. And we see that with Luke Skywalker, right? We see him from going to a very naive green Force user, I guess you can say, slowly, even, him being brash and thinking he can to get his butt whooped by Vader, basically. And to even into Return of the Jedi, where he's still green, but he's still gotten pretty powerful, right? He still has the training. He's still learning how to stay connected with the Force, learning how his abilities, getting stronger, but still not that capable. But, his hope and his love and his confidence and all of that has helped him persevere enough to, get into his father's head and to redeem him, and with Vader, he doesn't know Vader's story and why he fully turned at the point, but it was all about saving his family, right? And so the love of a son got through to him, because to Vader, to Anakin, that was the most important thing. And so he had a second chance. He had a second chance to save a family member, and that was Luke. And so that redemption, Luke was the catalyst of the prophecy that Anakin was going to fulfill, right? And but he's also the catalyst of letting Vader know that he can go to light, and he can use the light side to save people he loves, and it's going to be a different road for him, but he gave his life to save his son. And I think that's a beautiful story. And that's another reason why I like Anakin / Vader's arc, and let me look at the chat. I know I'm not. I'm sorry. I will go back. And then, yes, and his cloak is armor, and he wears armor. Sweet dreams then with the nap. So someone going to take a nap? Let's see here. Let's go up here. I'm going to scroll up. Seeing Vader first time in 1977, a big guy in black that could choke people without touching them. Quite an imposing sight for a 7-year-old. Right? I agree. Christopher Barker says, off with his head, right? He just swung, and there he goes. The head's gone. Okay, let's see here. And it says, I want to see Albanos Vader rap battle. Oh, interesting. Lady, I just got out of the doctor. More tests. I feel like a pin cushion, basically. Yes. Oh, God, I hear you. But hopefully they find everything out, and that we can get everything resolved and what have you. I'm cheering that on. I'm cheering on for healing and resolution for everything that's going on. So no Stig, I like this coffee chat already. Hello, Matt Wilkins. How are you doing? Yeah, he's not here. So I'm solo today and having a good time chatting with you guys and going over Vader and how epic he is as a villain, and just chatting it up with you guys. Thank you for tuning in as well. All right, let me just fulfill some people's wishes on zooming in. So Soul Assassin, here you go. Zooming in for you on this one here. Since, you guys expect this of me, and I probably should just automatically zoom in just because, but there we go. So hopefully I now have quenched your thirst. And let's see here. Make sure I am on the right one now. Oh, yeah. So again, like I said, I don't mind him getting hit now and then. We know Anakin does falter, or Vader does falter at times as well. But then it's pissed him off even more, right? So look at him. He's like leaping up. Look how menacing he looks with his cloak going out behind him. Almost looks like wings kind of deal. And he's gone, and they're facing each other. They're like, what the hell? And, he's like, die. But they can't, like I said, they don't know what they're getting themselves into, right? They just are, seeking revenge, hate, they have this hate, everything clouding them, really thinking they can beat Vader, right? And then so he's gone. He accidentally shoots his partner. So he's gone. So dumb move. And then Vader basically gets the other guy from behind. As it looks like, or something, or maybe not. And it says, it will happen, if not by our hand, then another's. You'll pay the price for all you've done, Vader. And then again, he blasts him. And they didn't learn already that he can block with his hand, block with his saber. Yeah, they got a shot in. So what? But he's still here, right? And, we know that Sith Darksiders, they use pain to help with connecting to the dark side and stuff like that. So, I don't know what they thought they were doing, that if they could actually take him out. And so he deflects it, and it hits him. He's gone. He's gone. Nice effort, you guys. Nice effort. And then we get to her. We get to Zora. I don't like to be reminded of the past. Ooh. So not only is she getting force choke because what they are getting revenge over for all the Fallen he killed. Do you remember she also mentioned Naboo? She may not know his connection to Naboo, but that had to hit him hard, right? So not only does, from the past of what happened on Fallen, but also, she mentioned Naboo and the wine and all this other stuff. That's really digging into the past, so she says, but you'll never escape it. And then he chokes her out. She probably died, I don't remember, and he's walking away. And then so he returns, and we have Lord Vader. What happened? Are you injured? And he tells him, ready the ship for immediate departure. This errand was in vain. There's nothing for us here. The end. So basically, he's like, I had enough with these guys. We're done. So Stig is at Applebee's. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. And we have, oops, I hate when that happens. All right. And then we have Holocron. I love to read along. Perhaps we're graced with HD streams from Allure in the foreseeable future. I don't know. Maybe. I do need to get a new mic. So if my voice is kind of low, I'm sorry. I have my volume on high. My mic, every time I plug it in, it echoes no matter where I put it. Or it has it kind of echoes or whatever. So I'm just kind of disgusted with it. So I'm going to get maybe a Yeti one. I hear those are pretty good. So I just got to invest in a Yeti. Thank you, Raj H, for coming in and for the thumbs up. And Stig is at Applebee's, and I just read that one. Sukari, was Leia not involved in fulfilling Anakin's prophecy? Not really. It was more or less, she learned about Vader being her father in Return of the Jedi, but she was in disbelief and she didn't want nothing to do with it. And her mission was on the ground. So she had nothing to do with it. And thank you. Me too. I know. Bat Vader. That's funny. But that's Spedicine. Imagine seeing that Force user, as strong as he is, the Sith, leaping up and jumping over, but just right in front of you, and his cape flares out and everything. That must be a menacing sight. Christopher Barker says, I haven't been doing any Star Wars Allure. I've been focused more on music after taking a break from that for a few months. That's cool. Do what you need to do for yourself. There's a lot more, we all have interests outside of, like, for example, Star Wars, so we're going to take interest in likes and other things as well. And sometimes we do take that pause and focus on something else. And that's cool. That's great. I have all respect for that. Enjoy yourself. Yeah. So here we go. So with this, we learn that this links up to what we hear and read in Shadows of the Empire, and why Prince Xizor is after, once Luke dead, right? So we learn about that. We learn more about exactly what had happened, that there was a bioweapon being built there on the Fallen Planet, and it went awry, contaminated the area. So, but basically what Vader did was like shield that city in and basically sterilized everything, and that also killed the Fallen people that remained inside there. And it was kept a secret, with only the people from the planet that knew about it and stuff. And when we get to Prince Xizor, he made sure that the presence of his family were erased to show that they weren't there in that city that got decimated, basically. And so Vader had no idea. So what do you guys think about that continuity link? Go ahead and share in the chat. Let's see here. And Shane Nolan is talking Lady Toriel, but I'm just going to say that. he's telling her, like, they love their tests and whatever. But the thing is that she needs to figure out what's going on with her, and I wish her well, and all that. So yeah, so share in the comments. What do you think about the comments? What do you think about this comic? This is Empire number 19, and it's in the Rebellion Volume 2 of the Epic Collection. So I am collecting those with the Legends label right now because they're easier for me to get. I've never collected the comics whatsoever. I never really got into them until now. That's why we were on this adventure together, because I never fully got into the comics. And so I am exploring the comic part of the continuity. Even though I kind of know about the history and stuff, it's just giving me a larger view, broader view of what happened during that time. And I love it. And I love exploring it with you guys. Shane Nolan says, I like it. And then Snorta Poopus Q-Bar says, continuity, what a concept, right? That's another reason why I got into Star Wars, is the continuity on how the stories somehow linked with each other. It was one continued history. And that's another reason. And so I enjoy it. I do. Let's see here. So we're going to start wrapping up. Again, like I said, this was going to be short and sweet today. So we're coming to the end of like having family here and stuff, and visiting from, my family event this last Sunday. And so I'm going to go spend time while I still have my stepmom here and enjoy her company. But again, like I said, I wanted to give, have set time for you guys to nerd out over Star Wars and chat with you guys as well. All right, let's see here. Whoops, it jumped on me. Soul Assassin, Lucas era, everything was connected, Disney era. Well, it's still finding itself, right? The thing with that is that, yeah, they didn't want the EU to have a clean slate. I get it. It was very disappointing, disheartening. I'm like, okay, I'm no longer their focus in a sense, but then I was still curious in a sense, even though I was very cautious and I felt betrayed by them dumping the EU. They have every right to. It's their company now. But the thing is that they said that we were not significant to them, right? That they were going to go for a future generation, a newer generation. I get attracting the coming generation, but when you alienate the generations that grew up with this, you're losing a large, supportive, like cemented fan base, right? And so from there, I'm like, that's not my thing anymore. I'm going to stay in George Lucas era Star Wars, where the fans mattered at the time. All right. And it didn't matter what age you were. You mattered, right? Right? Okay. Nate, 7 Jedi. Reminiscent of the Nogri history too, there was some history in the book for Shadows for a Seizure, but it helps to have additional context with this. Right. Right. So when, like I said, some people don't care for the Darkness trilogy. I like it because of the continuity. The story, some of it kind of got slow or whatever, but still, I liked it for the continuity. I like to say, oh crap, they're referencing this and this. Same with Tatooine Ghost. I got to see Leia make peace with her lineage, with her father in a sense, and finally decide to have kids. But the discovery of who her grandmother was, because we see Luke just, learning about his father more, but him not really sharing it with Leia because she doesn't want to know. She still has that despise and that loathe against her own father, right? And who she is and stuff. And the fear that if she has any kids, that she will have another Vader, which we already know what happened down the line, right? But Tatooine Ghost let her discover more about her father. And it tied in with the PT, of course, because the PT was coming out during that time. So I thought that was excellent. Gave her more insight about her lineage, about what other people who grew up with her father, what they felt about him, and how Anakin at that time had such a big heart, and that her realizing something terribly must have went wrong for him to turn. And then once we get into Darkness trilogy, they find out more of why Anakin turns. And so I think that's a beautiful thing to show, especially for Leia, because she despised her lineage, basically. She did. Sukori, I love the buns, Alora. Very Star Wars. The buns, yeah. I'm glad you're talking about these kind of buns. All right. Shane Nolan, hardcore old school fans tend to contribute 80% of the profits to a franchise. It's a very short-sighted, it is very short-sighted business-wise, right? When you just tell your longtime fans they don't matter, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot or the leg. And that's what happened here. Nate 7. That was why I really liked the Force Ghost convo between Anakin and Leia, right? That was in Truce of Bakura. And speaking of that, before we close here, I did put the screen. So here we go. My voice is going out again. So here we go. So our literature review, the literature review is on, we are reviewing, I don't know why this thing is, so start chatting with us, and I don't want to chat with another, there we go. Okay, so literature review, we are reading and reviewing Truce at Bakura. This is just a day after the Battle of Endor. We get to see how much it affected Luke, body-wise, mentally-wise, all of that. Leia as well. We get to see that, there's confusion in the Empire. There's some systems that are that don't know the Empire's dead. The Emperor's dead. So we get to see all the aftermath and what was going on and what Palpatine had planned, had in store, to help, to defeat the Rebel Alliance. So we get to see all of that. And I think it's a good story right after, Return of the Jedi. It's a great, I guess, it's prequel. It's a prequel to it. So it's a great story. And so we're reading that. The Audible, I usually recommend if you don't have time to read, do the Audible. But this one here is you're missing even some small nuances that really help with the plot. Now, it still makes sense if you listen to the Audible, but I encourage you to read it first, then listen to Audible. I'm already comparing, contrasting the Audible to the book, and that's my experience, is that you're going to miss some nuances that really help along with the plot. The Audible is very plot heavy, but so I encourage you to pick up the book and read it. I will announce within the week, next week, hopefully, what day the literature review is and who's on the panel and all of that. So stay tuned for that. But don't fret, you have a lot of time to read. We allow 6 to 8 weeks for a book to be read so you can follow along. So if you already read it, then listen to the Audible. Then you can say, okay, well, the Audible was shit because it missed out some things that I really enjoyed in the book. If you've read it before, pick up the book again, read it again, revisit it. It's always fun to revisit these stories, especially something that is significantly tied into Return of the Jedi, like just hours after, right? And it's got some good wedge stories in there as well, Reg's in there, all of that. So I, recommend you to pick it up and read. Let me see here. We have Nate. Remnants of the Nogri. Okay, I read that one already. All right, Sukari, I love Bunzalor. Yep. Okay, let's see here. I'm catching up now. Here we go. Had my little chat here, and now I'm trying to pick up where I left off. Okay, Shane Nolan, hardcore old Star Wars fans tend. Yep. And this, I don't mind repeating this again. And of course, you guys bear with me, but he's right. Again, you don't alienate the majority of your hardcore fans, because that's where they spend the money for the future generations, their kids, to enjoy Star Wars, right? So when you start alienating that, then you're, basically cutting off the money supply, right? So here we go. That's why I really like the Force Ghost convo between Anakin and Leia. So I'm coming back to this. That was great in Truce at Bakura. And, you could tell her she's still in disbelief. She has a lot of venom in there. She's like, go away. I can, I can almost forgive you for torturing Han, blah, 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 and stuff, are torturing me and blah, blah, blah. But for torturing Han, so she puts her foot down and she really doesn't want to have kids. She's in disbelief with who she is now. Her world was shaken. So we see Luke with a different view versus Leia. And I think that's a great twist, because they don't have the same thoughts and views when it comes to who their father is. And Luke is more forgiving where she is not. Luke, his mindset reminds me of Padme's, where Leia's reminds me of Anakin's. So I thought that's my thought. That's how I look at the twins. That he might have more abilities like his father when it comes to the Force, and could be as strong as his father when it comes to the Force. But his mentality, his mindset's like Padme, whereas Leia, she's more like her mom, diplomatic, working in the Senate, blah, 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 blah. And then, but her mind mentality is a lot like her father's. And so I think that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful blend between the two. And I really like that. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And here is the schedule. So Thursday coffee chats, always 9 a.m. And then I am still collecting my apparel for my Jan Ors. So I'm thinking that I might have to push back my 2K thank you live stream towards the end of the month, which I have no problem. And I invite you guys all to come and join me. I might have various guests. I don't know. I haven't fully planned that out yet. And then the 9th, or today is the 9th. So today, 6 p.m., Talking E with Miss Martin Muses. Please join. I know there's going to be plenty of live streams to pick from, but please hop in and support as well. It's hard to schedule live streams because, every single day there's someone that we all love to watch their live streaming, right? The 24th, I'm having Rev Kev on for Talking EU. And then the 23rd, I am hosting Queen's Council. And tonight is Queen's Council. And again, my schedule, has me having Miss Martin Muses on today. And sometimes I have to have that push and pull with that. And but I still want you to go by and say hello, support Queen's Council. I don't know who they are on. I'll go post it on Twitter. So I don't know which channel they are on. I will be with them next Thursday, and then the Thursday after that I will host. And then Babe de Menace is on tonight as well. We are starting to rotate between channels. I'll announce when it's going to be on mine. But Babe de Menace is coming on tonight as well. So a lot of great choices along with Raging Rhino's Casual Rage. So there we go. It's like I almost want to try to reschedule this, but I like right now my time is, I have to keep up with my time. Just order the Tatooine Ghost. Want to find out more about Leia and her opposite position to Luke regarding her lineage. So Choose That Back to Her gives you more, and then it goes on into Tatooine Ghost. So it's a great thing there. It's a great story. Thank you for the recommendation. You're welcome. And then you take care as well. Soul Assassin, so fancy with the schedules now. Yes, I need to have that. And it's easier for you guys to see what's going on with the channel if I provide a schedule. So thank you so much. And again, all the members who attended today, names will be entered to win a copy of Mistress of Rattatak painting, as it says in the banner below. The prints friggin' turned out amazing. I will share right now. So let me grab it. And you can still order right now prints. So I recommend that. Let me take her off. So this is a larger, this is a 16 by 20, I believe. So this and the larger one has the border around it, the white border. I love how it turned out in print. It's like her eyes are glowing. The lightsaber red, white is glowing. This is the standard letter size. It has no border. And then let's go ahead, and they will be fine by. And then in fact, Abu Nas, if you're watching, he did order one already, I have to mail that off to you. So I will send that. So he'll get, and I will sign them and all. And this is the larger one. So those who are a member of the channel, and if you become a member today and anytime you attend the live stream, then your name will be put in for a drawing. This is the size you're getting. So this is the size that's going to be given to the winner. So it's a nice size. It's 11 by 17. I know it's bigger, of course, than this. I have to get this size. I'm sorry. I'm slacking on my sizes. Yeah. So that's what's going on with that. And I'm super excited. And I'm thinking about making some t-shirts with that as well. So we'll see. That'd be fun to do some t-shirts, OG Star Wars t-shirts with that Mistress of Rattatak, right? Soul Assassin. Oh yeah, that's the one. And this is Abu Nas. It'll be messed up if I won and I already ordered mines. Hey, you also get a 10% off, and I don't think you did that when you ordered. You paid full price, but I will share the link in my community chat, and it'll only go out to members. But you do get a 10% off your purchase. And he's like, yeah, and it's t-shirts. Whoops, it jumped. T-shirts. Yep. So I'm thinking about that. And then for the ladies, I can't forget about you guys. This is the sketch. I mostly like how it turned out. There's just a little bit I got to take care of here. I am going to do a painting of Quinlan next. So I'm anxious to get into my painting. Maybe I'll do a time lapse or a live stream painting. Yeah. And that'd be fun to have you guys. And maybe I'll be cute with these little buns here. Soul Assassin, because the envy of your fellow Star Wars friends become the envy of your fellow Star Wars friends with one of OG's paintings hanging in your house, right? Thank you so much. So again, thank you guys very, very much for tuning in with me. I had a pleasure, just one-on-one chat convo, going over the comics with you guys. This was fun. I enjoy your guys' support. I enjoy just chatting with you, nerding out on Star Wars with you, as well as talking, some dynamics with the current Star Wars, state of Star Wars. And always fun, always fun. This is what this is about, right? So thank you guys again for tuning in. Everybody that's a member, your name has now been taken down and will be entered. I'm going to have one of the spin wheels. So to be on that. And they'll be all randomly scattered on there. So like your name's not going to be lumped up in one area. So it'll be randomly scattered on there. And I'm excited to do that. Collecting my Jan Orr stuff for a thank you 2K live stream. I'm so excited to finally have reached 2K. Yeah, I love the channel growing and stuff. It's going to be sweet, slow, steady grow because my channel's mostly just classical Star Wars, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. But please share this with your friends who love Star Wars and let them know about me, and I would love to have them come in. And if they become a member, that's cool. If they subscribe, that's cool as well. But I would love them to come in and enjoy Star Wars. That's what my channel is all about. So thank you guys again for tuning in. And I shall talk with you guys on Twitter. See you guys later. And may the Force be with you.